Welcome everybody to Rob's MetalWorks. Tonight we are out here on the strip behind the Paper Tiger, and it brings me great pleasure to welcome what a wonderful band from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Brings me pleasure to once again welcome to the program all the fellas here in Lockjaw. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? What's going on, man?
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Formalities. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all you big burly guys. You remind me of all the burly guys that come and take it, that serve me beer there. I was complaining the other day because I can't remember who I was interviewing. I was interviewing this band from Austin called Aerials, and they had played like their 14th anniversary show. And I said, tell those dudes to hire some hot chicks to serve me beer. Not all these bearded guys and shit, you know?
You don't like hot
they stink, man. They stink.
we do stink.
Guys, thank you for having me in your nice little plush RV here, away from all the noise. I always like to do my interviews, especially one like this, in a controlled environment, you know, so we can really share and elaborate, especially now because it really is an exciting time for the band. Truly exciting. And I'm sure you guys know that I had Joe and Jeff in my studio almost a couple years ago now.
Yep.
And we were talking about singles, and I think we were talking about Silence the Fear at that time, which was the first single, right?
That was it.
Yeah. So you guys had told me, Rob, the best is yet to come.
Yep.
And man, you guys were right. You know, as I was telling you off camera, I love this record. I really do. I jam it every day. Every day I jam this record, and I share it with people that, even non-metal people who can still relate to the heavy and the melody and all that stuff, man. So it's just a great, great record to listen to.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
As I shared, there's going to be people tonight all over the world who will watch this interview who may not be familiar with Lockjaw. So let's just quickly kind of rehash a little bit about the origins. You guys have had a long history already. A long history.
Yeah. Right out of high school, 98.
Wow.
Yeah. And what happened was my best friend at the time, Jason, we decided we wanted to play guitars and rule the world, right? So me and Jason, and we got Gabe involved. Scott came in around, when did you come in? 2004. 2004 out of the Army. So, better part of 20 years, close to 25 years with Gabe. And then we brought Joe and Justin in, and Joe obviously was from Jackknife, and Justin was in a really badass band called Splatterfish, then Anathemic. And so we needed somebody to fill in on the lead guitar, and he's done it nicely. So, yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. 25 years of dealing with these guys.
Grinding it, growing and progressing, and really to a point now where you guys are really at the top of your game.
Thank you.
And, when Joe, I knew Joe from Jackknife, and I kind of feel like when Joe kind of joined the band that, you guys weren't playing games anymore. This was a real deal.
We agree.
Yeah, we're going. We don't got time to fuck around.
That was the deal. That was the deal in the first place. Whenever Jeff hit me up about it, I had been out of the scene for about 10 years already, having kids and Jackknife stopped or whatever. And he just hit me up, and when we finally seriously talked about it, that was the deal. I was like, hey man, I'm not interested in just being local. I want to go all the way out and do it and do different stuff.
Right.
I got some ideas.
Right.
It's not going to be just screaming.
And I think that's what really people have come to love and respect about Lockjaw, even just like your other musical peers and in the scene and in the industry, is that everything that you guys do is like totally pro. Dude, I'm going to talk about your videos in a little bit. I love your fucking videos, bro. All of them. They're all great. I Can't Escape video was perfect,
that's my
bro.
favorite one so far. It was just
perfect,
fun.
man.
It was fun to make. Yeah.
You guys are throwing down. You guys look great. It's like totally pro. I love it.
Yeah.
We'll get there in a little bit. Since the time we had talked, you guys had released the Silence the Messenger, the Silence single, and then what was the one with the second? The Living
in My Head.
Living in My Head was the second one.
Yeah.
And since that time, I think leading up to the release of the record, how many singles had come out? Was it 4?
before.
Yeah.
Because it was breaking point after that one.
Silence the Fear. Yeah, Silence the Fear, Living in My Head, Breaking Point, and then Devil in Disguise.
Yeah.
In that order. Yeah, prior to the album release.
Yeah.
Right. And then kind of leading up to the release of the full length this past July. And I was talking to Thomas. I was like, man, the record's been out for like 6 weeks. Not even that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about,
yeah.
before we get into the meat and potatoes of it, I keep hearing nothing but good things about this record. You guys are getting a lot of great reviews. It's getting a lot of acclaim. How do you guys feel about now that the release is out?
Feel good about it. It's a good record. I mean, we're proud of it. We put a lot of time, blood, sweat, and tears into this one. So
It's fun, man. It's fun to play. It's fun to play now that we're playing the whole record. You know, we're playing. It's awesome. Everybody's getting to listen to it. It's their first introduction to us. It's our first full-length album. It's like our, you know, like, hey, here we are. You know, just kind of letting you know who we are. Everybody's digging it. The crowd's loving it. We're getting some good responses. It's fun, man.
I think what's good about this is collectively between all of us, since we're all seasoned musicians, we know that we have to find compromises, and none of us took the shortcut to just put it out there. We made sure that every song we all wholeheartedly agreed on, and it's just, I mean, 2.5 years of blood, sweat, and tears just poured into an album where collectively we were like, hey, we knew as soon as we finished, like, hey, this is it. These are the secret ingredients, and we're just gonna keep, you know, adding the meat and potatoes from here forward.
I feel happy that we didn't put any filler in it.
That's great.
Every song I feel
Every
like
song
can
is
be
good.
somebody's favorite song.
Yeah.
And I just hate hearing albums where you're like, okay, there's the radio hit, and then everything's filler. And it's like, no, we didn't want to do that. We wanted every song to count.
Joe, you kind of looked at me when I said Release Me was my favorite. I'm like, really?
Well, no, man, it's awesome because I love that. That's a very personal song, like, and it's also very different from all the other ones. It's a lot slower, a lot more open, a lot more epic, a lot of
You sing really well on that track too. There's a lot of
man.
vocal
Yeah.
melody in there.
The funny thing about that song is, so when my best friend introduced me to Jeff years ago, me, Jeff, and our good friend Chad, we were just fucking around at Jeff's house in his studio, and I sat there and went bow, 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 bow. And then me, him, and our friends, we just fucked around and wrote that, and I did not ever think that here we are 3 years later, and that song that we fucked around with, and just, hey, remember that one riff? And then it blossomed into what it is. So, yeah.
I'm so glad to hear you say, like, we didn't skimp on this record in any form or fashion, especially musically, because this record is forever.
Yeah.
You guys, no one's ever going to take this record away from you.
Yeah.
It's going to live forever, bro, in the annals of Texas metal, bro. And in my life and a lot of other fans' lives who love this record. So, and I'm going to say this on camera. You guys will definitely be on the top 10 of Rob's 2023. Yeah, for sure. I don't know where yet, but you're going to be in there somewhere.
Be a very, very cool 9.8. Very cool.
We better be 1 or 2, Rob. Come on. In my top 10, I always mix regional and national.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So Metallica might be in there too. I don't know. Maybe. I'm being facetious, man. Come on. You know I fucking I jam that record every fucking hour, bro. We'll talk about Metallica here in a bit. But, oh, man, that record, too, has grown on me so much. So, I know we chatted about this last time, but the record, you guys were, you know, because of the market and how people consume music, the strategy was we're going to release these 4 singles and then the full-length record. Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, because there's some bands out there, like, they're just done with full-length records.
It's a learning process, but and I get a lot of conflicting information because there's a lot of music gurus that are talking about waterfall or windfall, whatever, your singles. If you're going to release an album, do all singles and then release the last 2.
Right.
But then there's other people like my contact over at Sony Orchard, and he said, you need to do albums. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, I'm missing a lot of algorithmic love if I do that. And so they're in the industry of putting out records, and I get that. But we, the artists, are in the industry of trying to gain fans. We're just trying to connect with people.
Sure.
And the best way that it seems right now that Spotify, Apple Music, and all of the digital streaming platforms seem to respond is when you put out music more often. Singles. So we, in fact, we're getting right back to it. Chris Collier, our producer, is coming in September, and we're going to write a whole nother record. But we're not going to put it all out at once.
Right.
We want it. The best way to promote music right now is to release new music.
Yeah. Let this record marinate, bro. You guys
Yeah.
really need to promote this record. Let it marinate. You know, I know you guys have been. You guys are probably sick of this record.
Hell no,
No?
dude. Not at all, man.
Don't
Not
be
at all.
sick of it yet. You know,
No,
because
not
remember,
at
it's
all,
new
dude.
for the fans.
Absolutely.
It's new
I
for
want-
everyone out there.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get out there and play those songs
Yeah.
every weekend. Every
sometimes
night, you know,
sometimes bands, you know, they get so eager to do new stuff because they're tired of listening and playing these songs that they cannibalize their own efforts.
The itch is there. The itch is definitely there. The creative itch is there, which we're going to scratch here pretty soon. But like you said, we got to promote this album and just let people know who we are. So that, and by the time all that happens, we're going to be so busy, you know, doing this. When it's time for to get this next one out, it'll just be new stuff to them, and they'll be ready for it. We'll be ready for it.
Realistically,
Yeah.
like we
got a good
dropped.
plan.
I mean, we dropped the album July 7th, and I mean, we're at August 25th or 26th now.
26th, yeah.
It hasn't been out long enough, and we haven't even tapped into the markets around the country or around the world. So, even though yes, we've taken 2.5 years to write it, it took such a long time to finalize, you know, and we haven't been able to tour yet and get it out. So the lingering feeling of like, oh, I hear these songs all the time, we don't, and that's where we're trying to get to, because I want to end up hating these songs, you know, like let's go play to everyone.
Yeah, we
get out.
haven't hit the Hotel California phase yet, you know.
But
But I'm just saying, we still actually enjoy practicing these songs.
Yeah.
Like we jam these songs twice a week, and we enjoy practicing them, and we enjoy even more playing in front of our fans and letting them enjoy it as well. You know.
We rehearse this twice a week exactly like we'd play the headlining set live.
Yeah.
There's no question. It's every week, never stop.
I hope you guys are super tight tonight when I see the show. I want to see tightness.
That's right. Oh, it's definitely tight up there.
Look at you now.
We're gonna be shoulder to shoulder.
It's about like this.
It's about like this. It is.
You know, I was remiss too, as I started this interview, because we were hanging out before, but I keep forgetting that all these people around the world are going to watch this interview. They're saying, who are these dudes, man? So let's give everyone a chance just to introduce who they are and what they do in the band.
I'm Scott. And I'm the drummer. I sit behind the skins and beat them and all that fun stuff.
I'm Gabe. I play the bass guitar. I sometimes slap at the bass.
Slap at the bass.
But you know, I get down on that bass though. Slap, whatever, finger style, just not with a pick, but you know, not with a pick.
Yeah.
He's a finger.
I finger it. I mean, finger style. Right. Oh, huge. I mean, Cliff, Rob. I mean, I know they're both Metallica. I'll even throw some Les Claypool in there. I mean, that's what, you know. Yeah, Steve Harris. Big influence, man. I look up to those guys. Yeah, that's what I'm striving for, man, on bass.
I am Justin Paul, lead guitar, and that's it. And apparently, from what I've been told, I bring the anger to Lockjaw. I keep hearing that on repeat, so I don't know if it's because I'm the only person that goes absolutely batshit on stage, but I'm a high energy person. I'm also the baby of the band, so everybody here is like 20 years older than me. So
Come on, man. 15 tops.
15 tops.
Yeah.
I'll be there one day. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. You know what? Getting old nowadays. In the back when we were young, getting old was a bad thing. I think now getting old is like a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like, dude, at least I made it to be in
That's
my
what I say.
50s.
Yeah, you don't.
How many people have we seen succumb to mental unwellness or suicide or just fucking going off the grid just because they can't deal with life's pressures?
Yeah.
And
Let
then,
it
you
get
know,
to
for
'em.
us, you know, guys who are older and we're successful in everything that we do and we're happy, we live fulfilled lives. I mean, not everybody gets that success, if you want to call it success. I
Yeah.
call it success.
I call it success.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
because we're raising families and we're healthy and we take care of ourselves and you know, we do all the things we need to do. Yeah. Yeah. And it helps us to do all the stuff that we have passions for. And I think that's one of the things too, and it's a great segue into my next question, is because one of the things I love about Lockjaw too is just because I know you guys do Lockjaw just because of the passion you have for music, the industry, the scene, everything. That's what we all do. What we all do for the passion. And Joe's lyrics, man, are like, fuck, they're deep, bro. They're fucking deep. And with songs like, you know, Silence of Fear and Living in My Head, you know, those are things that everybody can relate to. Yeah. So Joe, talk a little bit about some of the other lyrical themes, or if there is a theme for Relentless as a whole body of work, what would you say that was?
Well, I'm Joe. I do the vocals.
Yeah, we know you.
We're trying to finish off.
We know you.
But,
we know you and Jeff already.
Man, honestly, you know, I've heard Jeff talk about this in other interviews, that there's a theme in this. I guess the theme, if anything, it's just me being open. I mean, every song, every lyric that I've written, it's all part of my journals. It's all part of my diaries that I have. Every one of those songs are in there somewhere, and that I've just kind of, I write on what I feel. If just whatever's happening in the moment, or if I'm inspired by something that I'm watching or listening to or experiencing, I'll write about it. And sometimes those are the ones that just come out the best whenever I just get instantly inspired. I mean, because I write every day, but I don't go looking for that. I just kind of sit where I'm at. I listen to the music, I listen to the riff and see how it makes me feel, or what, if anything, pops up, and I just kind of dig on that. You know, I just sit there and I'll just write phrases out, or I'll write an idea like, okay, hey, like Cult, you know, Devil in Disguise. I wrote that song in like maybe 12 minutes. I was watching an interview on Hulu about extreme religions and cults.
Yeah.
And they were all about the same type of deal. They're like just chicken hawking on people that are weak or have gone through a bunch of shit, and they're just like they're claiming to be a savior or somebody's gonna help, and then you end up having to fucking suck their cock for a year, for the rest of their life. Sex cults and shit like that. I mean, just like they prey on people.
Remember that weird one where the chicks, that dude had a lot of chicks in his phone, he was branding them?
Yes, that's
fucking
one of them.
Freaky, bro.
That's one that's on there. I was watching that whenever I was just like, what the fuck, dude?
And these chicks are like, yeah, you know, bang me, then brand me.
Yeah,
the
chick from Smallville was one of their recruiters.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Something Mac, Allison Mack.
Yeah,
it's disgusting, man. Because the whole point of that was just that, you know, there's people that manipulate you just to get you to false prophets that they want to feel powerful over you. They're taking advantage of your situation, of your tragedy.
That's to me, that's like the whole horror of it all, is that these people have so much low self-esteem, or they're so lost that they seek that out, bro. If someone's gonna give them attention or false love or whatever, they're just gonna go for it, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah, it is, man. It really sucks. It seems like it's getting worse these days with all where you can't really say anything. Sorry about that, but you're not going to get that from any of us, man. We're very open. We're very honest.
Good.
And especially when we're together, like we can feel what we want. We can say what we want around each other. No judgments.
If anybody ever talks shit, just say, Scott, take care of this dude. Take care of this dude, Scott.
Yeah, man. It's a weird time to be, man. It's really weird to especially being a musician, being a vocalist and a lyricist, where you're saying things and people might just get upset about it. Honestly,
you never know,
I don't
bro.
Give a shit, dude. I mean, well, then just don't go to the show.
Yeah, you never know.
I want to say one thing too about Joe. That's why I think this album connects. Yeah, that's why I think this album connects, because
I do too.
Joe's real. He's not writing about some dragons in some far off land. He's writing about stuff that happened that I think everybody can connect with: fear, anxiety, stress. You know, all of those things. Joe's masterful at just being honest, and that's probably why this record is connecting with you and so many people right now.
It translates, bro. It translates musically, and then you got heavy riffs and everything going on there. Yeah. It's all good. You mentioned Chris Collier a little while ago. Talk a little bit about the recording process for this record. So you guys, obviously, it was a long process, right? Because you guys did songs and
we broke it up. It wasn't like we just knock it out in a week or
right.
Kind of as we did
And Chris has done some kind of cool things with some cool bands. Why did you guys kind of choose to work with him and stuff like that?
The Black Album. I think I told you this before. The Black Album was really special probably in all of our lives, and Chris and I had a really good conversation about it, and I said I want to capture the essence of what they did when they went from being this super thrashy into a prog metal band into the Black Album, to the best rock album of all time, in my opinion.
I agree.
And the production on it was outrageous, just amazing. And so Chris listened to what we currently had, some of the songs that we had put out, and he said, okay, all right, so send me what you got. So I started sending him ideas and riffs, and we did it. This whole entire album was recorded at my studio, at our studio.
Okay.
And Chris recorded it remotely from Vegas using Zoom. So all the vocal takes, everything was recorded with Chris on the computer looking at us, recording my board from his computer.
So after you did all the recordings, you just sent him the stems and then he mixed and mastered everything?
Yeah,
kind of like that?
Yeah, so basically it was being recorded. He was pushing record on my computer, and then I was Dropboxing it.
Technology is crazy.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
He was pushing record. He would slave my computer.
From Zoom?
From Zoom and another
But
one.
he was logged into your machine?
Yes.
From Vegas. Basically how bands used to go into the studio and record and everything. He was doing it remotely from his home in Las Vegas while we were over in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
So
but he was
it's
producing
wild.
Joe at the same time. Like, we'd go back and forth on the instruments and get it to where we wanted it. Then we'd give it to Joe, and he was producing Joe. He'd say, okay, not that one. Let's try it again. He was just like a producer in the room.
Yeah.
So
Wow. That's crazy.
It was weird, man, because like old school, dude. I mean, I'm used to just you write a song in the jam room, you play it for a couple of months, you play it until it's good, and then you even probably play it live once or twice, and then you go record it, and you knock it out like an album out in a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this was a learning experience, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm getting used to it.
Yeah.
It's still a little weird, but we're compromising a lot. Like, we are writing in the jam room.
Yeah.
We're writing a riff and then building on it, messing with it, sending each other videos like, hey, don't forget that riff. And then
Do y'all record? Y'all are recording in the jam room too?
Yeah.
So you don't forget shit, right? 'Cause
we'll demo
Yeah.
Jeff has his studio, and I've got my little setup. Gabe has his setup. We all have our own computers and all have our little DAWs and everything.
Yeah.
And so if I come up with a riff or if he comes up with something tasty, we can just track a little scratch, and then we can send it over to the main hub over at Jeff's. And then he can take it, run it through Pro Tools, and then just ship it off to Collier, say, hey, what do you think about this? And then, he'll tweak, say, well, let's try this out. And then it comes back what you hear on Relentless.
Yeah. And it's good though, because I think Chris kind of knows the band already, right?
Yeah.
He knows the characters in the band already. Yeah. He knows how to fucking massage you guys and that's important.
After the first two songs, I'd say the first two songs was kind of a feeling out process.
Yeah.
But once we got those first two down, it's like he knew the formula. And he figured it out, and that's when we started hitting overdrive, and we got it done. Because I feel like if we did it the conventional way, we'd still be recording right now. We'd still be trying to track stuff right now. Like, we wouldn't have the album out right now, But doing it this way, it kind of fast tracked it, and it kind of we were able to work around everyone's schedule.
I want to add to that too. He's real project oriented, and we say, hey, we need to get an album out, or we need to get a single out.
Yeah.
He's like the Terminator, dude. He's knocking stuff out. He's just boom, boom, boom. He is so project because he has Korn and Vended and all these other, and Nonpoint and all these other artists that he's working with, and I just feel like he's got to squeeze us in. I mean, because honestly, he's working with some of the biggest bands in the industry, and so he's got to squeeze us in. And so he's like, all right, I got a week. Let's knock some stuff out.
Let's do it. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And he's based in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
And he's coming here in September, which we're really excited to have him because he's coming to our place, and we're going to just bash some songs out. We've already got 3 or 4 in the works.
We're going to get there. I mentioned earlier, too, that I kind of felt that Relentless musically, obviously is taking the band to a new level, really high level. But also, too, I know how business oriented you guys are, and taking care of stuff on the back end. And I know you guys are working with Freeman on publicity And I go way back with that dude. I think I told you that last time. Way back with that dude. And you guys got booking now, management now. So a lot of the back end stuff, you're working with people who are well networked and things, and that's good too. How important is that for you? And how important has that been in the things that you want to accomplish too?
Yeah, so we tried a lot, right? We tried the pseudo managers that wanted you to pay them.
Sure.
We tried all these things, and what we realized is that we're doing better and more effective ourselves behind the computer than most of these guys.
Sure.
And then we got John Freeman, and we really feel like he has helped us step it up. And his connections are endless, and he's really trying to help us out.
All those dudes, man.
Yeah.
All those people.
Oh, yeah.
Freeman and Scarrato and
Yeah.
Liz from Earsplit. All these publicities
Yeah.
companies, they're all fucking well networked, man.
Huge. And he told me, he said, I believe in what y'all are doing, and I want to help you, and I'm gonna make something happen.
Sure.
And I said, what do you see for us? And he said, these are the things that I see for you. And what he said was very enticing. I said, I'm in.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter it didn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
So what we're doing, instead of, we were going to buy onto a tour, and the industry is kind of nasty. We made an attempt to buy on a tour. It didn't happen, so we've been dealing with that. So we just decided we're going to take the Relentless tour on the road. So I got I wouldn't say a top level booking agent, but I got a booking agent, a really good guy that he also believes in us, and he's booking us a tour. We're going to go out and do the Gulf Coast. We're going to do the Midwest. We're going to do several legs. So we're going to do
Nice.
The first leg is the Gulf Coast, second leg is the Midwest, third leg, and we're just going to go do the Relentless tour and get local support and just go bash it out ourselves. Some nights are going to be good, some nights are going to be bad.
Sure.
So
Doesn't matter, man.
Yeah.
If you gain one fan a night,
Yeah.
that's worth it.
yeah.
You
And
know?
then the last big thing on your question, though, is we got with Sony. We were distributing our music through DistroKid, and we got a good connection with our friend Nick. He's in a pretty awesome band called Contra Cult Collective. You should check him out. He was also in a band called the Destro back in the day. And Nick got us with Lewis over at I don't know how to pronounce it all. It's Asia US, basically, and they were with the Orchard. So we distributed the album through the Orchard, and we felt like that was going to be a big jump. And and I think it has. We just haven't seen it because I think it's slow. It's a slow grind, right?
Sure.
So we're trying to connect ourselves with all the right people, and I think the bigger it gets and the more the album grows, the more opportunities and better people are going to come our way. So
Yeah. I mean, slowly but surely, man. It's a growing process, and it takes time also to build that back end stuff too. You guys, you were talking about shows, so you guys played Austin last night.
Yeah.
At the Come and Take It.
Come and Take
How
It
was
live.
that? How was that, guys?
It was fun. It's hot, but it's fun. It's just Texas weather.
I would say fun for sure. Yeah. It's an awesome venue. The sound there is
Sounds
freaking
great.
awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a badass club. I mean, the bathroom's a little dirty, but
That's every venue.
I was telling some dude out there, I was like, every time I go to the fucking back room, something weird always happens. Like I meet some weird guy or some weird dude talks to me about something weird.
We're at the Paper Tiger right now, and I was just in the bathroom, and I'm just sitting there pissing, and for some reason I said I'm going to write a letter into corporate because I don't know why every fucking venue in every state everywhere, where the fuck are the dividers? Why do we have our dicks out looking at each other eye to eye, man? Where the fuck are the stalls?
Exactly. And Come and Take It's cool, man. I'm glad that you guys played last night with Semper Cerbus.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I love their new record too. It's so good, right? Machine did a great job on it. I had a chance to sit down with Nelson a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me about all the stuff that they had to go through when they were working with that dude, and Nelson's just a good guy. He's good people, man. So that's great that I'm glad that you guys have a good relationship with him and are playing these shows here with him. And on that note too, I mean, I think one of the things that people love about Lockjaw is just how great you guys perform and throw down on stage, man. God, I've seen so much video of you guys play live. I'm like, dude, I can't wait to go check this shit out. So I'm gonna be videotaping tonight, guys. So
Yeah.
It's been used a little on the tighter side, so we don't get the leg freedom we normally have.
Yeah.
Tonight's gonna be at the main stage, right?
No, we're in the
What?
Sticky Notes Tiger tonight.
Are you kidding me? I had asked Nelson about that when I interviewed him. I said, "Y'all are playing in the main stage." He goes, "Oh yeah, for sure, Rob."
We didn't know. Apparently Taylor Swift took the big room or something. We don't know.
That's all right. It's all right.
It actually sounded really good in sound check.
I'm excited. There's gonna be so many people in there. It's gonna be nuts, man. It's gonna look gnarly, dude. So it's gonna be a show either way. It's gonna be a show.
It's all, whenever a snafu happens, I've been doing this long enough. When I first started Rob, says when I would have a snafu, I would get all mad and get upset at my crew or somebody. But now, after a while, like, it's just all rock and roll, bro.
All of us
Just roll with it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
much
all you can do, man.
We've all played on smaller stages.
Yeah.
So
all of us when we got here, we all saw it and went, well, all right, let's start unloading. Let's get it done.
Let's do it.
Another day.
Or like when I videotape a show and I'm like, man, this footage came out great. And then I go watch and there's no audio. Oh, that shit's happened to me too. Or an interview. Bo. Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Red light's not on.
We implemented the headphones. Like, you better hear us, because I've had interviews where no audio came out. Oh my god! But it's all rock and roll. We're all gonna be there. We'll have a good night, and life will go on. Life will go on. You guys are doing Hell in Heaven Fest.
We are.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that, because that's gonna be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get to be on the stage with some of our lifelong dream opportunity. Slipknot and Guns N' Roses alone.
Wow.
Just by itself. I mean,
Wow.
I think it was Avenged Sevenfold's on it. Yeah.
Everybody. Where is that at, in Mexico?
Oaxaca.
Yeah, Mexico City, baby.
I downloaded Rosetta Stone. I'm gonna work on it.
We are extremely excited about that, and actually Nelson was Semper Service. He said, "Man, I got an opportunity, and I really think a lot of you guys. Do you guys want to be on this with me?" And I was like, "Yes, we do." Let's go.
Let's go.
So and so we're just just to have our name on the poster, and just thankful for the opportunity.
For sure.
And just a funny story. They called us. What do they call us? Lojack.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Oh fuck, I would have thrown a fit.
Yeah, it's a good thing I'm
Okay,
good.
with something like that, I wouldn't have said it's all rock and roll. I would have said, fuck that, man. Get my name right, bro.
I got permission and immediately went home and photoshopped the shit out of that poster and fixed it. So yeah, we're excited.
Good for you.
Good thing Jeff went to Photoshop Academy.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine who she always invites me, like, because she's from Mexico. She said, let's go to Mexico for this or that. I'm like, I ain't fucking going to Mexico, man. Fuck that. This is, you don't know what could happen in Mexico and no one's going to know. Fuck that. I'm kind of scared about going to Mexico. I don't know. But you get
excited about flying over the border towns and going straight
exactly.
to Mexico City. Yeah.
Exactly.
You feel safer for some
You guys will be in my prayers. Please, God, let Lockjaw come back.
We're hiring Nelson as our personal private bodyguard.
Nelson knows everybody.
Hey, it's funny. I just got my passport done. I looked at my photo. I'm like, I look very untrustworthy. I'm not looking forward to dealing with the federales. I'm just saying.
They're going to kidnap all you guys except Joe.
That's right.
Joe looks like he's from here.
Joe's the only Native American in the band. He's the only Spanish guy here.
Exactly. Fuck, yeah, it's crazy. Before we move on from shows, I want to talk about the Wrigley Fest that you guys do, the Wrigley Fest.
Yeah.
I wanted to go this past year, dude.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I can't remember if I felt like you contacted me a little too late, or it was they didn't have enough time to work out logistics. But I know that's y'all's fest, or Jeff, that's your fest. You put it on. It seems to me like it's always something pretty successful and cool. You guys headline it, and it's kind of like a celebration of the Dallas-Fort Worth metal scene, and I really love that. I'd love to get back up there. And so, Jeff, I'm telling you on camera, let's do it for 2024, man. Bring me up there. I'll interview everybody. We'll fucking have a good time.
That'd be awesome.
And, promote. Rob's will be there, and we'll do it.
We'll get you on as a sponsor. So one of the things that we're actually going to expand that into Dallas as well. So we're going to do Fort Worth and Dallas are so big, you know. We're going to expand that. We're talking to some of our friends over at the Bomb Factory or the Factory, and originally we're going to maybe give them a break for a year and then come back there. We've had such a good relationship with them for many years.
So you said you're moving it?
We're gonna flip flop. I think
Okay.
we're gonna go back and forth because I don't want it to just be the Originally Metal Fest. I want it to be Texas Metal Fest or Dallas Metal or whatever, you know, just to expand a little bit.
Sure.
So we've been talking to our friends over at the Factory, and they are a AEG venue.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about bringing in some nationals and
Nice.
really trying to promote. One thing that we see as a band that's not happening like it used to is the big promoters are not giving the locals the time they need to develop and the opportunity to be in front of these bigger bands, the national touring bands. I feel like, and I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if it's they're not liking the local talent. I don't know what it is, but you're not seeing that as much. And I want to be a part of cultivating the local scene as much as, you know.
That's
anybody.
a beautiful thing.
So, yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. And as veterans and as leaders of that scene, that's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
You know, you have to give back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, if you can, you know, give back a little bit to the young people, you know, because there's so much good talent out there. All these young, like I meet bands and these young kids and they're like, oh, we do everything. And I'm like, all right, man, let me hear your recording. It fucking sounds pro. I'm like, God damn. Yeah. These guys, you know what the fuck they're doing, or they create their own videos and shit. And
Yeah, it's so
like,
accessible now.
they're so talented. All the tech is out there, right? That's great. That's great. So, as we go into the fall, and the fall couldn't get here any sooner. Jesus Christ, right?
Me, I need some coldness.
Is it as hot in Dallas as it is here in San Antonio?
Yes.
It's actually hotter.
I hate the heat.
don't know.
I hate it now. I shout and curse the heat when I walk outside.
Man. And then you're gonna be freezing your ass off in a few months. You're like, I missed the heat.
I'll take the cold.
I'll take it. Give me my.
You can put
I'll
clothes on.
always
You can't
take the
some-
hot.
Too many clothes on.
Put some more pajamas on, bro.
I love
I
it.
might
I
get
love
to work
this
from
weather.
home.
I love it.
You know, I love to turn on my fireplace. You know, put the fireplace on. You know, chill with a little
That is cool,
drinky.
yeah.
Yeah, life's good, man.
Favorite time of year is October when football, Thanksgiving, fire, fall. It's just the best,
Man, that's the best, right?
It's the best.
Gas is less expensive than electricity.
Yeah.
You know.
Man.
For all you that have gas.
Okay. So as we head into the fall, what would you guys like to do for the fall? What are the plans for the fall? Any plans yet?
Man, just really, like you said, just promote this album, play as many out-of-town shows as we can while we can, doing that. Because like you said, this is a brand new album. It needs to saturate
It needs to
everywhere
saturate.
around
I
us.
agree.
It needs to just, everybody needs to know who we are. So that would be, for me, I would say, playing some more shows while gathering inspiration for these new songs that we're doing. That's it.
For sure.
I think Texas. I think I really want to. I think one of the things we're talking about, our tour that we're planning is for the spring, February, March, and what I'm really wanting to do is tackle Texas and just really get to Austin, San Antonio, Abilene, El Paso, San Antonio.
Don't forget the RGV, bro.
Yeah.
The Rio Grande Valley.
Well, actually, Overt Enemy. We're planning on going down
Right.
there to be with them. So.
They have a great scene down there, bro.
Yeah.
They do. And but the thing that's kind of weird about the RGV is like the RGV is like all these little cities, like so go to McAllen, I guess, or wherever the
Yep.
Overt Enemy says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I visit the Rio Grande Valley quite often because of my real job, but I love it down there. I love it down there. Oh, okay, guys. Let's talk about videos. I mentioned videos earlier. I love your videos, man. Who does y'all's videos? Y'all go with different people, or you have a guy, or what?
We do. I mean, like, yeah, we have. So, here's Jeremy. He actually used to be a part of the band, like way before I was like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a part of the band. He was in the band, and just kind of things happen or whatever. And he's really good at video. So Jeff, he likes to keep things family. He likes to keep He likes to hook up his friends. Stuff like
Trust
that.
is a hard commodity to come by these days.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially.
Right? Yeah.
So he's really good at all this stuff. Figured, hey, you know what? Why don't you shoot a couple videos for us? Just kind of see what works. He's got a great eye. This last one, for I Can't Escape, that was us, collectively coming up with a storyline instead of just doing the jam video, which is what we want to do. But time is always so pressing to where that takes a lot of planning, man. You can't just be like, oh, dude, I got this idea.
Yeah.
And then you got to get right to work on it, because ideas, we let them flow all the time, but then we just kind of sit on them for a minute, or we don't have enough time to fully do it the way we want, and we just kind of feel like we have to settle sometimes. I Can't Escape was like the first time that we just actually got to do it and fell in love with that process.
Sure.
And that's what we need to do from now on.
Yeah. That's a great video.
There's a couple more loaded in the cannon too. We're not done with videos.
All right, yeah.
I
wouldn't stop.
We're gonna do a video for every single song on this album.
More power to you. I'd love to see it.
Videos are a pain in the ass.
They are.
Because
They are.
It's a lot of planning. Yeah.
But it's
Very
also a way
necessary,
to continue to market the record.
Yeah, exactly. Bring
And
that
not
song
just
back
enough-
out, just give it
Yeah.
a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of guys using these AI videos and doing all kinds of things, because you can release 3 videos per song if you want. It doesn't. There's no rules anymore.
Right.
Just keep promoting. That's the plan. If you ask what we're doing for the fall, we're gonna promote our asses off.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. And then you have the tour up in the spring.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So if you guys come to San Antonio, we're definitely going to hang out.
Every time, man. Every single time.
You got to come. We're going to come and barbecue or interview in the
That's all
studio
sounds
and
awesome.
get our drink on and stuff and have a good time.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. Is there anything I missed? Anything that we should have covered that I didn't?
I would just say we are so thankful for you and the people that have jumped on this. I remember when we met a few years ago, I sent you a song and you're like, yeah, you immediately replied back and said, man, I can get behind this. And I said, oh, okay, great. And I felt like honored, because I knew I'd kind of did a little research on you and your, Rob's and everything. That's an awesome thing. And we are so thankful when, like, friends for life, right? We are so thankful when somebody comes on and just gets behind this, because we're all doing it because we love it, and to see somebody else, anybody,
I love it
do
too.
that, yeah, we thank you, man.
It's
huge.
not my baby, it's yours, but I love it too.
And I hope that we release me live for your sake.
The pressure's on. The pressure's on.
No pressure.
Yeah, guys. I tell everybody, especially all these young cats that cross my path. I'm like, hey, man, the music business is about relationships, bro.
Yeah.
It's all about relationships in every component of the business. It's about relationships, and what I just said now, that trust is a hard commodity to come by. That's fucking true, man.
That's very
That's
true.
fucking true, because there's snakes out there and people who are like,
We know.
yeah. I'm not in a band, but I've heard, and people smile in your face and.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
We're a band that's gonna stop the snakes out.
Stomp them out. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time this
man.
evening. God, what a nice Saturday. And I still have the show ahead of me and more brewskis ahead of me. So
Get it. Let's get it.
it's all good. I want to give everyone an opportunity, and we'll start over here, just to say any last words, any thank yous, share any love, anything like that.
I just want same thing that Jeff said. Thank you, everybody that listens to us, that likes us, that gets behind us, and it's a great opportunity for us to have. We've been doing it for a long time, and we want to keep continuing to put out good music and hopefully reach as many people as we can, and just kind of keep going.
Yeah, I'd like to thank our current fans and our future fans, and especially my wife, who lets me do this.
Who's outside of the RV?
Yeah, she's
mean
outside.
mugging you right now?
Yeah, I was talking to her, and I'm like whisked away to say, hey, you got to do an interview. She totally understands.
She's here?
Yeah, she's here.
Oh, man.
I should I have brought her into the interview? Probably not. No, but I do appreciate her.
You didn't
Fucking
get a kitchen
great.
pass like Rob Chavez?
I'm gonna call.
You go out of town by yourself.
I'm gonna call. No, not this time.
I'm not letting you out of my sight.
No, because she loves our band. She wants to see our band. It's not because she doesn't trust me.
Same as them and everybody else here. Thank you for anybody listening, old fans, new fans, fans to come, men, children, women of all ages. If you listen or watch Rob's MetalWorks, be sure, if you have not followed us, lockjawlive.com. It'll take you to everything. Stream Relentless, buy Relentless, listen to it. We love interacting with fans and friends and family. I don't really say fans, but everybody. We've got super fans here, man, but they're family, man. They're our friends.
Yeah.
And when you listen to Relentless, leave us a comment. Let us know what's your favorite song and why it sticks out to you and what it means to you. And we will do our absolute best. If it's not me, it's Joe or Jeff or Scott or Gabe. One of us is going to reply because we want to have a one-on-one interaction with everybody because we're not just musicians, we're family.
Absolutely. Man, I want to thank my boys, man. I want to thank these guys for giving me an opportunity to get back out here and do this again.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Thank you, Rob, man, and everything that you're doing. I love meeting people in every city that do this and build a community because metalheads are a beautiful people. Metalheads know how to get things done and to make things right, and just like you go to escape and listen to a group together and just like everybody just kind of get together on a night, on a weekend, and just have fun, man.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this again. I'm grateful for everybody that appreciates it. But just in all honesty, I do it because it makes me feel good, and I just appreciate being able to say what I want to say, and that people actually connect with it. I'm very grateful for
Sweet.
that. Thank you all.
Like I said, fans, friends. Anytime you go to a Metallica show, you hear them talking about the Metallica family, and not to rip them off, but this thing has been going for so long. We have friends from 20 years that still come to shows, and you know who you are because that we have a personal relationship, and we value. We have Daniel just drove up from Houston to San Antonio tonight to see us, and we're like, whoa, blew my mind. I was like, okay. So it's just exciting to get to have that relationship, and this is very few people get this opportunity, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So, thanks, Rob.
Oh, you're welcome, guys. I want you to know that I love you too, because I've been sitting on this ice chest, and my ass is about half broken, and I'm doing it for you. My ass is numbered, and you don't want to know. But thank you guys for this chat. Our chat will go down in the history of Texas metal. So thank you again for having me in your RV. I look forward to the show tonight. Remember, everyone out there, the brand new record from Lockjaw is called Relentless. You saw the band right here on Rob's MetalWorks.